When police went to this campsite, they had no idea an alleged double murder had taken place 8 days earlier. They found items destroyed by fire and this Toyota Land Cruiser.
All the doors were closed, the car was locked.
But there was no sign of the vehicle's occupants, Russell Hill and Carol Clay, or Greg Lynn, the man involved in their deaths. After 3 weeks of his Supreme Court murder trial, the jury heard Mr Lynn's story for the first time. In a police interview, Mr Lynn said he was camped near Russell Hill and Carol Clay, but the two men got into an argument over Mr Hill's drone. Mr Lynn accused Russell Hill of grabbing his shotgun and firing it into the air. He said the men then wrestled over the gun in front of the four-wheel drive. "My hand was not on the trigger, it was on the barrel," Mr Lynn said. "I told him to let it go. He wouldn't. We kept on wrestling, then bang." That bang was a gunshot, which Mr Lynn says passed through the mirror and struck Carol Clay in the head, killing her. Mr Lynn said Mr Hill then came at him with a kitchen knife and the two men fell to the ground. "He was screaming at me, 'She's dead,' Mr Lynn said. He pushed me over back onto the ground and the knife went into his chest. And from here I panicked and thought, it's my shotgun. There's one person dead. He's dead as well now. I'm going to be found guilty of this." Mr Lynn admits setting fire to the campsite and driving off with the bodies in his trailer. He dumped the remains in this remote bushland, returning 8 months later to set them on fire. "That's the truth and that's the best I can give you. There's not going to be much left for the families," he told police. In the police interview, Greg Lynn methodically took detectives through his version of events. The former Jetstar pilot used a large map and a notepad as he calmly described his side of the story. But police and prosecutors don't believe Mr Lynn and argue the campers' deaths were no accident. The trial continues. Kristian Silva, ABC News, Melbourne.